Shouts of death to the dictator, they rang through Tehran today. Thousands of students took to the streets in the Iranian capital and across the country. Security forces cracking down, firing tear gas, beating protesters with batons. CNN's Michael Holmes reported from Tehran and joins me now with more on this. So what triggered all the demonstrations?
Yeah, well, it's an anniversary. It was actually to mark the deaths of students who were killed in 1953. Those were events that, 20 years later, eventually the Shah of Iran was overthrown and we saw the Iranian Revolution. So it's held every year to mark that. But what we're seeing is these student protesters using just about every anniversary that comes up to get on the streets, make their points. They're still saying that the June election was rigged, if you like, and that the current leadership is not valid. And so they get out on the streets. And what is significant here is that they're on the streets at all, because a lot of people have seen in the past these sorts of protests crushed, and you have seen the security forces out on the streets of Tehran today doing just that. These particular protests are focused around the universities, both in the capital, also elsewhere around the country. Chants of death to the dictator, our leader is a murderer, that sort of thing that we're hearing. I think the point here, Kira, is that this is not a one-off thing. It's not that one of these protests is going to lead to something tumultuous. What's significant here is that this is a simmering, evolving movement, if you like, and that at every opportunity these protesters will get out on the streets, mainly students this time. In previous protests we've seen a far wider demographic. You see here the gates to the universities were locked, trying to keep university students from getting to the streets, supporters on the outside, students on the inside, security forces. We actually got a quote from one of our contacts there saying thousands of police and militiamen surrounding the university, hanged a cover on the railings and the main gates. They are also beating people. Now, we can't independently confirm the time that this was taken and the location even, but what we do know is that it ties in with what we're hearing from our people on the ground, Kira.
All right, Michael Holmes, appreciate it. We'll track it with you.